Leviticus chapter 26. You do not make idols for yourselves, and you do not set up a carved image or standing image for yourselves, and you do not put a stone of imagery in your land to bow yourselves to it. For I am your God YHWH. You keep my Sabbaths, and you revere my sanctuary. I am YHWH. If you walk in my statutes, and you keep my commands and have done them, then I have given you rains in their season, and the land has given her produce, and the tree of the field gives its fruit, and the threshing has reached to you, and the gathering reaches the sowing time. And you have eaten your bread to satiety, and have dwelt confidently in your land. And I have given peace in the land, and you have lain down, and there is none causing trembling. And I have caused evil beasts to cease out of the land, and the sword does not pass over into your land. And you have pursued your enemies, and they have fallen before you by the sword. And 5 of you have pursued 100, and 100 of you pursue a myriad. And your enemies have fallen before you by the sword. And I have turned to you, and have made you fruitful, and have multiplied you, and have established my covenant with you. And you have eaten old store, and you bring out the old because of the new. And I have given my dwelling place in your midst, and my soul does not loathe you. And I have habitually walked in your midst, and have become your God, and you become my people. I am your God YHWH, who has brought you out of the land of the Egyptians, from being their servants. And I break the bars of your yoke, and cause you to go erect. And if you do not listen to me, and do not do all these commands, and if you kick at my statutes, and if your soul loathes my judgments so as not to do all my commands, to your breaking my covenant, I also do this to you. I have even appointed trouble over you, the consumption and the burning fever, consuming eyes and causing pain of soul. And you have sowed your seed in vain, and your enemies have eaten it. And I have set my face against you, and you have been struck before your enemies. And those hating you have ruled over you, and you have fled when there is none pursuing you. And if up to these you still do not listen to me, then I have added to discipline you sevenfold for your sins. And I have broken the pride of your strength, and have made your heavens as iron, and your earth as bronze. And your strength has been consumed in vain, and your land does not give her produce, and the tree of the land does not give its fruit. And if you walk with me in opposition and are not willing to listen to me, then I have added to you a plague sevenfold according to your sins, and have sent the beast of the field against you, and it has bereaved you. And I have cut off your livestock, and have made you few, and your ways have been desolate. And if by these you are not instructed by me, and have walked with me in opposition, then I have walked, I also, with you in opposition, and have struck you, even I, sevenfold for your sins. And I have brought in a sword on you, executing the vengeance of a covenant. And you have been gathered to your cities, and I have sent pestilence into your midst, and you have been given into the hand of an enemy. In my breaking your staff of bread, then 10 women have baked your bread in one oven, and have given back your bread by weight, and you have eaten, and are not satisfied. And if for this you do not listen to me, and have walked with me in opposition, then I have walked with you in the fury of opposition, and have disciplined you, even I, sevenfold for your sins. And you have eaten the flesh of your sons, and you eat the flesh of your daughters. And I have destroyed your high places, and cut down your images, and have put your carcasses on the carcasses of your idols. And my soul has loathed you. And I have made your cities a ruin, and have made your sanctuaries desolate. And I do not smell your refreshing fragrance, and I have made the land desolate, and your enemies, who are dwelling in it, have been astonished at it. And I scatter you among nations, and have drawn out a sword after you, and your land has been a desolation, and your cities are a ruin. Then the land enjoys its Sabbaths all the days of the desolation, and you are in the land of your enemies. Then the land rests, and has enjoyed its Sabbaths. It rests all the days of the desolation, for that which it has not rested in your Sabbaths, in your dwelling on it. And those who are left of you, I have also brought a faintness into their heart in the lands of their enemies, and the sound of a leaf driven away has pursued them. And they have fled as in flight from a sword, and they have fallen, and there is none pursuing. And they have stumbled on one another, as from the face of a sword, and there is none pursuing. And you have no standing before your enemies, and you have perished among the nations, and the land of your enemies has consumed you. And those who are left of you, they consume away in their iniquity in the lands of your enemies, and also in the iniquities of their fathers they consume away with them. And if they have confessed their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers, and their trespass which they have trespassed against me, and also that they have walked with me in opposition, when I also walk in opposition to them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised heart is humbled, and then they accept the punishment of their iniquity, then I have remembered my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Abraham I remember, and I remember the land. And the land is left by them, and enjoys its Sabbaths in the desolation without them, and they accept the punishment of their iniquity, because they have kicked against my judgments, and their soul has loathed my statutes. And also even this, in their being in the land of their enemies, I have not rejected them, nor have I loathed them to consume them, to break my covenant with them. For I am their God, Yahweh. Then I have remembered for them the covenant of the ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt before the eyes of the nations, to become their God. I am Yahweh. These are the statutes and the judgments and the laws which Yahweh has given between him and the sons of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses.